Hi, this is Ian Anderson of Jethro Tull, and this is the Zealot G.
Sleep, the time's not yet.
Since really from 1969 onwards, my role has been that of, I suppose, what you would call a record producer, because my growing knowledge of the technical side of recording, which by 1969 was becoming, more of a practical understanding of the process. That's what I've done. So I'm a guy who runs between the control room, where I'm sitting there with the engineer making decisions about audio, sound and quality and miking and how to do it, and then running out there and potentially being one of the performers when we're playing live. Sometimes, I might be singing a guide vocal in the background somewhere or in another room, or I might just be standing out in the studio cueing people and, helping to get the arrangement down. But the other guys are very good about preparing everything. They read music, they can make notes, they can follow the charts, they can get it in their heads, and I don't really feel I need to be breathing down their necks while we're recording backing tracks. And then when I'm recording stuff on my own, I'm recording usually with a single mic, recording acoustic guitar or flute or other instruments and doing the vocals. Not always last. Sometimes the vocals are the second thing I would put down, because if I add any other instruments, I really want to hear the song as it's really going to be. So I like to try and do master vocals pretty early on in the process if I'm working that way without all the guys. But in rehearsal, outside the recording studio, in our rehearsal studio, I would be singing all the songs live so that people theoretically know what the song is about when they do the master take. They've got or they should have a good understanding, because they've had the lyrics, they've had all the chord sheets, they've had all the cues and information that I've sent them weeks before to give them plenty of time to prepare for recordings. But plus usually some demos, because I very often make some demos, whether it's just on an iPhone or it's multi-tracked, with a few instruments, just to give a good idea of the song. So I try and make sure I give all the guys as much information as I can about the song and the arrangement. Then they can really work to prepare their parts finally and be in good shape. So by the time we get to rehearsals, most of us can play through it already. By the time we get to the recording, everybody can not only play through it, but it's just getting that take, which hopefully, you might do 3 or 4 takes of a song and choose or compile the best bits. So it's done carefully, thoroughly, but never losing sight of the essence of live performance. I think that's always got to be at the root of it. The demos usually have all the key elements of the music, and the demos would have a stripped down arrangement. There may be some sections of music, instrumental music, that have yet to be written or added at that point. And there could be repeat sections, a chorus or a bridge section, which I didn't bother to do on the demo, because as long as the demo has most of the ingredients, certainly all the vocal ingredients, the verses, that's what the demos have. But things that are going to be repeated, I don't necessarily put those in the demos, because I'm lazy. The artwork really was to symbolize the polarized nature of opinion, the black and white, and the fact that the shades of gray, the sitting on the fence, the in-between, that's not really encouraged, and I think in many cases condemned. That instead of accepting that there is a middle ground, there is a cautious and open kind of a perspective to most matters of huge importance. I think we've got to be cautious before we go to the extremes of black and white, but I wanted to show that and did it with a self-portrait, a photograph that is, you know, the black and the white, and we built that up to be album artwork that would reflect the general feeling of the thing. And my son James was putting together all the prime artwork, and the final assemblage was done by the artist working for our record company, Inside Out Records, who are a great bunch of people to work with, and very much reminding me of the traditions of record companies back in the early days of Chrysalis or Island Records. They're music people, you know. They're not businessmen. They're there because of their love of music, and that really comes through in all the communications and dealings I've had with them. So, you know, great pleasure to work with them and their team, both on artwork, on marketing, promotion, all the realities of putting a record out into the world. They're a good bunch of folks. But I would say that, wouldn't I?